Council. My name is Derrick Bush, 390 East Grandview. I was here at the two previous meetings regarding the water increase. I guess this all started a long time ago with no money being made available for improvements in infrastructure. No money going into a special fund that could be used as to when we need to go in and repair, like the emergency repair we had approved last, I guess it was Thursday or Friday. I guess the way we do things today is when we need to increase fees on anything within the city, we need to go to a consultant. I guess that's what the state requires. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But what I'm seeing is, and we haven't had much luck with consultants in the last 4 to 6 years. And I don't mean that. I don't want to mean that as sound as being sarcastic, but it's true. And over the next 8 to 10 months, we're going to re-examine a lot of ordinance where money is to be generated, or money that hasn't been generated that should have been generated. Now, in this case, the study that we have here in front of us, as far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of holes in it. But the last meeting, I was concerned about people having to put in bigger meters because of the poor water pressure in the street. Mr. Inman confirmed that that was indeed correct, and mentioned that meters near the reservoir, because we use a gravity flow system, that sometimes happened or does happen. Well, it also happens half a mile from the reservoir. So that was a concern of mine. But after our last meeting, I went back and looked at the whole study as such, and the thing that stood out was the tier system, which, if you look at it, we have a tier system of 1,800 cubic feet, which will be tier number 1, assuming the lowest amount used, tier number 2 up to 33, from 18 to 33 cubic feet, and then tier 3 above 33 cubic feet. Now, I've done some mathematics here, and if you look at year 2010, 2011, you have a base price in the first bracket of $2.07. And then if you move up to the next tier in the same bracket, you have a base price of $2.12. And then you move up to tier 3, which is $2.14. Now, to get to those brackets, you have to use 1,800 cubic feet. Then you move up to 3,300 cubic feet, and then you're above 3,300 feet. Now, I look at my Edison bill. Edison bill is a tiered bill. You have a base, and there's a percentage of how much you use all the way up. You can get up to 400, 500, 600%. Well, I was assuming this was the same. This is not the same. What this is, the difference between tier number 1 and tier number 2, all across the 5 years, is 2.5%. 2.5% increase. From tier number 2 to tier number 3, which are the high water users, it's 1%. Now, I would say that if I go out to a consultant to do a study on water rates, and in this case, I don't know what he was told. Was he given a magic number to meet? It sure looks like that to me. But this study, based on these 3 tiers, is absolutely crazy. There are people in tier 1 that use 1,800 cubic feet of water, and I'm assuming that's per month. Because if you look at the meter charge, that is by monthly meter charge, but it doesn't say anything about the actual water used in the community and the commodity charges. I have to assume that's per month. So, looking at this in a nutshell, the 3 tiers we have, there's a difference of 3.5% from the gentleman that lives on Mariposa that uses 1,800 cubic feet to the gentleman who lives wherever in the city on a big lot that uses more than 3,300 cubic feet. Now, I would assume a good study of water usage, or basically a study that you can implement that can reward people that conserve. There is nothing in the study, actually, believe it or not, the gentleman that uses more than the 3,300, he's getting off. Because the people in the first bracket are actually, they can't go any further. They've already, these are the people of Sierra Madre that have been conserving. I know this. I put in sprinkler systems. I put in micro sprinkler systems. I put in drought tolerant systems. I know how much I can lower somebody's water bill by. It can range anywhere from 20, sometimes 50%. At 1,800 cubic feet on a standard lot, 50 by 150, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, they're right on the edge. Now, all I can come up with is, based on these numbers, because there's so little between the tiers in actual increase, really what this is about, it's about generating income. And I really don't blame him if that's what he was told to do, because we need to meet the bond. We have a bond requirement where we need to generate 120% of income to match the bond requirements. But looking at this, it's been totally discarded. Nobody is actually benefiting from this. The people that conserve are getting punished all the way up the line. And the guy that uses the most water, guess what? He's going to continue to use water because he's only paying 2 cents a cubic foot more than the guy in the middle tier, and he's paying 6 cents a cubic foot than the guy in the first tier. Thank you very much.